Christmas is finally here. I am so excited. And while I love Advent and everything leading up to Christmas, I'm really thrilled that it's finally here. I'm also really thrilled to be hosting a dinner for tonight. It's nothing too crazy. It's just Malcolm and Charlotte, my in-laws, and Scott and the kids and I. But I still want it to be really special. So I'm breaking out all my cherished recipes that I only make once a year. So I'm just ducking out of church to get a head start on dinner. So jump in the car with me and I'll fill you in on all the delicious details. Hi, my name is Jessica Gigstad, and I literally live in a cornfield in Kansas.
I'm married to the nicest farmer ever, and we love raising our children in rural America. But even though I'm a country girl at heart, I love being fancy. I love finding new recipes. I have a passion for entertaining. But here on the farm, it's most important to nourish my nearest and dearest. Whether it's entertaining al fresco or a cozy night in, I'll find a way to make it simple and scrumptious.
Let's elevate your everyday, yes? Welcome to Highbrow Downhome. Christmas is all about tradition, and KBRX Hamballs are a tradition that goes way back in my family. I was first introduced to these handballs in middle school, and they've made an appearance every year since. So let me show you how I make them. KBRX Hamballs are a holiday tradition in my family that go way back. My grandmother first heard about this recipe from our local radio station, KBRX, in O'Neill, Nebraska, and she wrote the DJ and asked her for the recipe, and they have been on our holiday menu ever since. It starts with a pound of ground beef and a pound of cooked ham that I just pulsed up in the food processor. Just get that all in there. Okay, there we go. And then we are going to add in 2 eggs. All right, I'm just gonna start mixing a little bit here. Just get a start. And you never wanna overmix your meatballs of any kind because then they just get kind of tough and dense. I'm just gonna give them a little bit of a start here. And the egg really helps to bind your meatballs together, or in this case, ham balls. In a traditional meatball recipe, you would use bread to kind of bind things together as well, but we are using some crushed graham crackers today. So I'm gonna put in about a cup of crushed graham crackers, give or take. There we go. And then a little bit of salt. And about a tablespoon of mustard. And I've used every kind of mustard for this recipe. I've just used the yellow mustard, I've used Dijon. Today I'm going to use some stone ground mustard. So we'll get that worked in there. And then for some nice depth of flavor and some smokiness, a few dashes of Worcestershire. And I was really nervous about pronouncing that to you. Okay. All right. And actually I'm gonna leave my spatula to the side and I'm just gonna go in with my hands just to make sure I don't overmix it. And I've got my oven preheating to 400 degrees. And these are gonna bake for about 45 minutes. Okay. It's feeling really good. Let's see. I think we're just about ready here. Gotta get all the ham and ground beef up from the bottom. Okay, looking great. All right, and then I am going to form these into balls that are about 2 bite size, 2 or 3, and I'm gonna put them in a 9 by 13 dish.
So I've got a lot of rolling to do. Okay, so the Hamballs are done. They're gonna go into a 400-degree oven for about 45 minutes. And halfway through that, I'll remove the Hamballs from the pan and I'll scrape off all the fat from the bottom. And then I'm going to pour over half of the sticky sauce that I'm gonna show you here in a moment. Next, I'm getting started on my sauce for the Hamballs. This is so sticky and sweet and smoky. It's absolutely delicious. So we're gonna start by putting a cup of ketchup in the food processor. And I like to use the food processor because it just makes everything really nice and smooth. All right, and then we're gonna do a cup of brown sugar. You can whisk it up by hand, but sometimes brown sugar gets these little lumps in it and you don't want that in your sauce. All right, and then another tablespoon or so of mustard. And then a really fun ingredient is pineapple juice. A cup of pineapple juice. And you can substitute in orange juice as well. That's really tangy and delicious as well. All right, and then a little salt to counteract all that sweetness. And a little bit more Worcestershire. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we'll just pulse this a few times. Careful to keep your hand over the top so you don't get sauce in your hair. That would ruin the party. All right, and I am just going to pour this into a measuring cup for easy pouring later on. After I scrape the drippings from the Hamballs off the bottom of the pan, I will return the Hamballs to the pan and then I will pour half of this sauce over them and let them bake off the last 10 minutes. And then right before serving, I'll pour the rest of it on. So we're going to put these Hamballs back in the oven for about 10 more minutes, and after they're done, I'm going to pour the rest of the sauce on top. And coming up,
Mel's mac and cheese.
Don't move.
See how simple that was? And next on the menu is Mel's mac and cheese. This recipe is so delicious and so simple, it's pretty much sinful. And I bet this will be making an appearance on your holiday menu really soon.
My sister Brianna somehow got this recipe from our neighbor Mel, who lives in Ewing, Nebraska, and she brought this to a family gathering one time, and it was absolutely scrumptious. We all asked her for the recipe, and we could not believe how easy it was. This is really just a dump and bake casserole. It tastes very labor intensive, but it really isn't. So I'm just cubing up some processed cheese here. I'm using about 6 ounces. And next, I am going to just stir all the ingredients up in a big glass bowl. So I'm gonna start with some sweet corn, and I'm not even gonna drain the can. There we go. And then 1 can of cream-style corn. I love these recipes that are so easy to remember. And then I have a cup of elbow macaroni, and you can use whatever shape of pasta you would like. All right, and then we're gonna just give this a little stir. All right, and we're just going to add in some salt because all that corn is so sweet. It's so good. And I think pepper tastes absolutely delicious in this, so we'll give it a generous amount of ground pepper. And I'll give it a stir here. All right, there we go. All right, and I've got a buttered dish here, and I'm just gonna pour all these ingredients in. I also love this recipe because if you are cooking for a big crowd, you can easily double this and put it in a 9x13, and it's just perfect. Okay, and I'll just spread it out there. And then I'm just going to take my cheese and I'm just going to spread it in throughout. There's no rhyme or reason, just however you want to do it. There we go. My children like a lot of cheese in it. I like a lot of cheese in it. Who doesn't like a lot of cheese in it? All right, and I'll just kind of nestle them all down in there. Gorgeous. Is it really a holiday without Velveeta? I mean, come on, let's be real here. I don't think so. Okay. Or at least it's not a Midwestern holiday without Velveeta. All right, and next I have some cornflakes, about 3.5 cups, and I'm just going to crush these up a little bit with my hands. And I want to leave some big flakes, but we want some small pieces too. Pretty good. Okay. So I'm just going to spread this all over the top. There we go. Get it spread out and we'll see where we are. We'll see if we need a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit more here. There we go. And this is just to your liking. It's however much you want to put on the top. All right, and now the magic is going to begin. I've got a stick of melted butter and I'm just going to drizzle that all over the top. And when it comes out of the oven, it's going to be magical. And my sister Brianna, when she makes it, she just takes butter and cubes it up and just kind of dots the top with it. I like this method. There we go. It's the easiest casserole in the world. All right, my casserole is all done, so I will cover this with foil and put it into a 400-degree oven for about 45 minutes. And then I'll take the foil off for the last 5 minutes, and then I'll sprinkle it with parsley, and it'll be all ready for the party. When we come back, my green beans with creamy mushroom sauce. Stay right here.
Next on the menu is a little spin on green bean casserole. I'm making green beans and creamy mushroom sauce. It's almost better than the original.
I'm getting started on my creamy mushroom sauce for our green beans. So I've added my green beans to a pot of salted boiling water, so they're cooking away. And I'm just removing the last of these and hopefully not setting off all the smoke alarms in the house. All right, and to this bacon fat, I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of thinly sliced cremini mushrooms. And that bacon fat is going to be the basis for our sauce. We're just going to saute these guys up. And I like these cremini mushrooms for this because they're kind of they have a nice chewy, sort of meaty texture, and they hold up really well with the beans. They're kind of the same consistency. We're gonna move these around the skillet until they get a little bit tender, but they're still firm. Smell ridiculous in a good way. All right, and I'm just gonna test the beans. So I have a good one here. There we go. Ouch, hot. And those are perfect. All right, so I'm gonna turn up the heat on the beans. They're ready to go. All right, and next we're getting started on this creamy mushroom sauce. This is super exciting. All right, so I am going to just deglaze a little bit with some chicken broth, just a splash or so. And I'm just gonna make sure I get all the brown bits off the bottom of the pan. So I'm gonna get that going. And to thicken this up just a little bit, I'm going to sprinkle over some flour. About a tablespoon. It's not an exact science. Sometimes you just have to eyeball it, but usually about a tablespoon. And we'll just kind of whisk that all together. Looking gorgeous and smelling gorgeous. All right, that is just about perfect. Just push those around a little bit. And next, I am going to squeeze in just a little bit of minced garlic. Probably about a teaspoon and a half. There we go. Give or take. I love garlic. All right, and we'll just push that around, and we want to add that in sort of last minute because garlic, when it burns, it can get really bitter. So you want to be careful with your garlic. Smelling amazing. And you do have to babysit this sauce just a little bit, but oh my goodness, it is so worth it. Okay, looking divine. All right, now we're getting to the really good stuff. I'm going to add to this about a third of a cup of half and half. And last but not least, we are going to add in some heavy cream. So probably about a fourth of a cup or so. There we go. Give or take. All right. And that just gives it that rich, velvety, smooth consistency. It's gorgeous. All right, I'm just gonna keep this warm on the stove, and I'm going to get my beans onto the platter, and then I'm going to pour all of this yummy, delicious sauce all over the top. It's going to be fantastic. All right, so my green beans are done. I've got them on the platter. So next, I am just going to spoon this luscious sauce all over the top. I mean, hello. I think if this sauce could talk, it would just say, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful," because it is. Here we go. Just about got it. There we go. And this is basically green bean casserole, just deconstructed a little bit. All right. Here, let me just hold it like this and get the last little bit out. There we go. All right. And for garnish, I'm going to take our bacon that we have, and I am just going to decorate the top with a little bit of bacon, or a lot of bacon. And I can smell that garlic and those chewy, meaty mushrooms. They're absolutely delicious. All right, and we'll kind of decorate the sides. A little extra bacon there. There we go. All right. And just a little sprinkle of parsley. Just makes everything more festive. There we go. Perfect. It's, you know, green bean casserole deconstructed with a gorgeous creamy mushroom sauce. I'm super excited to dig into this at our Christmas table. When we come back, my smoked salmon crostini. Don't go away.
So with a few little upgrades, you can take your green beans to new heights. And next on the menu is a really elegant appetizer. It's my smoked salmon crostini, and nobody will know that it took about 5 seconds to put together.
In the Gigstad household, one of my favorite things to serve is crostini. And I think that smoked salmon is sort of a luxurious ingredient, and so I thought it would be fun to serve smoked salmon crostini for Christmas today. It's just such a decadent, special occasion type of thing. I think Malcolm and Charlotte are going to love it. It's going to be a little bit different for them. So I'm going to start with 3 ounces of softened cream cheese, and then I have 3 ounces of smoked salmon right here. And I am just going to reserve a little piece for garnish. This looks like a good one. And then I'm just going to give this a nice big chop. Smells so good already. I love it. All right. It's so silky and just delicious. All right. There we go. And I love the pretty pink color too. All right, so I'm just gonna add this right into my cream cheese here. There we go. Don't want any of that to go to waste. All right. And I'm just gonna zhuzh it around a little bit. Just kind of get the cream cheese broken up a little bit here. That's a good start. Okay. Okay. And next, I'm going to add some lemon juice. Just kind of to your taste. It's more just to break up the cream cheese a little bit more. We're gonna start with about 2 tablespoons and see where we're at. And lemon and salmon just go together. It's looking really good. Okay. All right, so I'll just get this scraped off. And that was about the perfect amount of lemon juice. Fish and lemon are just perfect together. All right, and to this, I'm going to add some little capers for just kind of some nice briny bite. And you often see capers with fish. And another classic combination is salmon with dill. So I'm just gonna grab some fronds of dill here. Fresh dill is best. Okay, we're just gonna give that a nice little chop there. It's probably gonna be about a tablespoon. And I love that pop of freshness on the crostini. All right, just sprinkle that in. So beautiful. Oh, I smell dill. It's delicious. Oh, you're so pretty. Look at that. So earlier on, I just toasted up a baguette in the oven. I buttered each of these little slices. And now, they've completely cooled to room temperature, so I'm just gonna take this and just spread on some salmon spread. And then what I like to do is I like to take just a little tiny piece of salmon and put that on the top. There we go. Okay. And then, to make it even prettier, just take a little piece of dill and just put that right on the top. And this is my fancy appetizer that I spent all day slaving in the kitchen over. So how pretty and fun is this? So I'm gonna get the rest of these guys on a platter and we're about ready to party. Appetizers are ready and the guests are about to arrive, so I better go put on my party dress.
As you can see, elegant does not have to be complicated or fussy. And what is a holiday without dessert? And this dessert goes back generations for my family. So let me show you how I make traditional Danish rice pudding with a little surprise inside.
It starts with 8 cups of whole milk, followed by 1 1/4 cups of white rice and 1/2 cup of sugar. Then I take a vanilla bean and split it down the middle
and scrape out the caviar from inside. And when the milk is all absorbed into the rice, I'll stir the caviar in. And then I'll put it in the fridge to chill and continue absorbing all the milk. Hi guys!
Hi!
Come on in.
Merry Christmas!
Yes, so good to see you.
Well,
Thank you for coming.
Well, it's nice to have you.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Come on in.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Merry Christmas. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Merry
Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Carol, can you say Merry
Yes,
Christmas to
thank
Grandma?
Merry Christmas.
Come, Lord Jesus,
Be our guest, and let these gifts to us be blessed. Amen.
All right.
Oh, and I have some salmon crostini here, so if you like smoked salmon.
Okay.
While everyone's in eating, I am sneaking back out to the kitchen to put the finishing touches on our rice pudding. Rice pudding in our family goes way back. My grandmother is Danish, and so she brought home the tradition of having rice pudding on Christmas and hiding an almond in one of the servings. And then whoever ends up with the almond gets good luck for the rest of the year. I'm going to whip up half a cup of heavy cream. All right, this is looking delicious and lovely. All right, so my whipped cream is all whipped up. There's just a few more steps here. So my rice has been absorbed just about completely into the milk, which is perfect. So now, just to take this over the top, luxurious for Christmas, I am going to take a vanilla bean and I split it down the middle. And I am just going to scrape out as much of the caviar from the inside as I can. This will be such a treat for Christmas. So there we go, I'm getting it. There we go. And I love seeing the little brown flecks in there. It's going to be gorgeous. Once upon a time, a long time ago, I took a trip with my grandma and grandpa, and they used to like to go to Vegas and see shows. And one time I got to go along with them, and we got to go to the Desert Inn, which isn't there anymore, and we had this vanilla bean ice cream with these cute little round wafers on the top. And I will never forget that. I was like, whoa, this is vanilla? It's got these little black flecks in it. And it was absolutely scrumptious. So I never forgot that first experience with vanilla bean. Okay, just get that mixed around in there. Oh, so gorgeous. I wish you could smell it. Okay. Oh, it smells like Christmas angels are singing or something. All right. Beautiful. All right, next I'm going to take my whipped cream and I'm just going to ever so gently put it in. There we go. And then I'm just gonna ever so gently fold this in. And my grandmother is also the one who taught me to fold. So she just took her spatula and she just sort of sliced through the whipped cream. And she just added it really, really gently. I had a hard time being patient with that, but that's how she taught me. We don't want to hurt the integrity of the whipping that we just did. There we go. And you just have to take your time a little bit. So beautiful. This tastes like Christmas to me. Oh my goodness. And we just have this once a year. It's so special. Okay. All right, I love seeing just the tiny little black flecks. All right, there we go. Okay, now it's time to dish these up. So I've got just these sweet little vintage glass cups, And my trusty ice cream scoop. So I am just going to scoop some rich, velvety, gorgeous rice pudding in. There we go. And this is going to be the one where I hide the almond. So I'll switch these all around. I'm not cheating, I promise. So in we go. These little desserts are so elegant just the way they are. They need nothing more than just a little strawberry garnish. All right. Isn't that just so sweet? It's just Christmas right here. So I'm gonna dish these up and get them into the party. All right, here's our rice pudding.
Oh, excellent. That looks
Thank
delicious.
you, honey.
Okay, now, can you get
Got
that
it?
in
Will
there?
that fit in there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's scoot this over a little bit.
Just scoot the plates over a
Yeah,
little bit.
We've got it. We've got it. Oh, this looks so festive.
Well, hopefully we'll get
Oh my gosh.
some snow tonight, and
Did
it'll
you
be,
get it?
you know, a
Did you
white
get the
Christmas
almond?
tomorrow.
I did actually.
Oh, Jessica has the almond.
I did.
Jessica
Oh,
got
wow.
the almond.
There it
Jessica
is.
got the almond.
Yay!
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 Merry Christmas to me.
Yes. You'll have good luck all year long.
I guess so.